Hi everybody, I am going to finally paint this chair that I bought. I think it was for $25, and it's actually pretty simple. I've got my helper here, Leonard. Get down, Leonard. Leonard always leaves hair all over the place. So what you need to do, and I've already done this though, is you need to wipe down the chair just with a damp cloth. This upholstery is a little bit, I guess you call it flocked. So it's got a tiny bit of a raise, but that shouldn't be a problem. What you want to be sure of when you're doing something other than just a flat weave, if it's got any kind of a nap, and that means if you push your hand one way or brush it one way and then brush it the other, it changes colors. Something like velvet. I wouldn't do microsoft, like micro suede or anything like that. But a flat weave and maybe something raised just a little bit like this shouldn't be a problem. But you wipe the whole thing down, just wipe it really good. You probably want to vacuum it first. I use the Dyson and get in the crevices and just make sure there's no residual dirt and it's nice and smooth. Since it's not all wet, you don't have to let it dry. So the formula for the paint, and I decided that I was going to use this navy blue, and it's just satin finish. And so I didn't spend a whole lot on the paint like I normally do. When it's for the walls, I spend a lot more. I should mention that I did wipe down the wood, and it was pretty dirty, and it was a little, you could see it was sort of ground in dirt, and it wasn't that easy to get off. So I know this is not ecologically sort of a sound cleaner, but I use, when things are really tough, I use Awesome from the dollar store, and that will cut through anything. So I use it sparingly for projects, but sometimes you just can't get the dirt off. But I use that. So then back to the formula. You use 1/3 paint, 1/3 warm water, and then 1/3 fabric softener. So I just got the Nature's Promise. It doesn't really matter. This is what was available. So I have that. And make sure I put it in a little paint bucket, just like this. And make sure you stir it really, really well, because the paint's going to be heavier and it will sink to the bottom. So you really want to get it stirred up so it spreads evenly. All right, so I have that stirred, and I have a wide brush, really wide brush. You don't need to have one quite as wide, maybe, you know, it depends. This is going to make, of course, wider brush strokes, and you want to eliminate any sign of brush strokes. It might not do it on this, but on something like maybe with a light nap, it might leave that. So this will make it go a lot faster. So all I'm going to do is dab my brush and make nice brush strokes. You can go both ways. But you want to make sure that you have all the little crevices filled in. So it's easy to spread. I know how to upholster, but I thought that this would, this color would look great, and I know the finish comes out really smooth. So I just thought it would be a really nice effect because I like the wood, and I think I'm going to leave the wood that way. But I'm going to finish this up, and you don't have to watch me do it. And then I'm going to come back and I'll show you what the next step is. Okay, so all the painting is finished and we're ready for the final step. It's dry. My chair only took about 24 hours to dry for each coat, but you'll want to make sure you test it and make sure nothing's coming off for this final step. You can do it two ways. One is you can take it outside and spray Scotchgard on it, and that will work really well. I would get the outdoor kind, and that way it would really seal it and make sure the paint is not going to come off when you sit down. Or you can do it the way I did it, and that is to get finishing wax clear. And I used Jolie, Jolie, and you'll also want to have a round brush. You can get them on Amazon. I'll post it on the video. But you just want to dab the center of the brush and just get a little wax on there. You don't want to get it up into the edges because that's a waste. You're not going to get to the wax there. So just dab it, or you can take a knife and you can spread a little bit across the top. And all you're going to do is just cover all the surfaces. You can do it this way with a round circular motion, or you can just put on a light coat there. And what I did once I finished it all up, which I did do all sides of it, you want to take a lint-free cloth and just take off, just give it a few minutes to dry, and then take it off with a lint-free cloth, and that should do it. Yeah, that's all there is to it. So just put a pillow in there and have a seat. Take care.